For as long as I can remember, the global elites and the mainstream media have always pushed the same Bitcoin narratives. It's only good for money laundering, buying drugs, and scamming people. A speculative asset with no real value, only being traded by gimps like me in their mum's basement. Are you winning, son? Well, things are starting to shift, and this is where you need to pay attention. In the last couple of weeks, some pretty interesting things have happened. We all know BlackRock and a number of other institutions have filed for spot Bitcoin ETFs. And in a recent interview, Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, said this.
I was skeptical because the early users it was heavily used for, let's say, illicit activities. And I think as it became more accessible, and also I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold in many ways. Instead of investing in gold as a hedge against inflation, a hedge against the onerous problems of any one country, or the devaluation of your currency, whatever country you're in, let's be clear. Bitcoin is an international asset.
So now we're starting to see the shift from drug buying, money laundering, speculative Ponzi with no real value to what it was actually intended for. A hedge against currency debasement, inflation, and financial systems. As Larry Fink said, similar to gold in many ways. And this has all come at a pretty interesting time. In fact, the timing couldn't be more perfect, and it was 100% planned. Back in 2020 and 2021, Bitcoin went on an absolute tear from $5,000 all the way up to $69,000. And during this time, I constantly wondered, when is the big money entering the space? When are we going to see Goldman Sachs buying Bitcoin? When are we going to see big businesses add Bitcoin to their balance sheet? And when the fuck do we actually get a spot Bitcoin ETF? Well, during this rip in 2020 and 2021, big players were caught with their pants down. They missed out. And during this time, it was only in their interest to FUD Bitcoin and crypto to the ground. People were flush with cash, sat at home with little to no debt, waiting to go all in on crypto. Do you think these big players were going to buy into a mania and take every single crypto bro on a ride to $1 million Bitcoin? Fuck no. I knew at the time, in order for these big players to get into crypto, they need to destroy it first and create a scenario where they're the only available buyer in town and retail interest is absolutely crushed. It's no coincidence they start to flip the narrative when the savings rate is at absolute lows. Personal debt is at all-time highs, retail interest is in the toilet, and 99% of people have been absolutely wrecked by FTX, some random NFT scam, or they've just leverage traded themselves to zero. Bybit referral link below, guys. And hats off to Gary Gensler for protecting investors. Useless lizard man queef. It kind of reminds me of the call that Michael Burry had with Goldman Sachs on The Big Short.
Listening.
Dr. Berry?
Yeah.
D. Winston, Goldman Sachs. Listen, I've been reviewing your position. I wanted to discuss your marks, make sure they're fair.
Yeah, I think you mean that you've secured a net short position yourselves, so you're free to mark my swaps accurately for once, because it's now in your interest to do so.
I'm not sure what you want me to say.
I think you've already said it.
The only difference now being they've secured their net long position and it's now within their interest to categorize Bitcoin correctly. I don't know where price is going in the short term, but I'm pretty certain of the long-term game. That's it for today, guys. I hope you like the content. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.